like we've got a runner, Commander. Let's take them out before they jump.
Target shields offline. Under attack. Target shields offline.
Hi, it's Double1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox One, and today I'm bringing you some footage of me using my Type 10 in conflict zones. Now when I do a bit of conflict zone fighting, one thing I always remember to do is pack some limpets. And if you didn't know, one Corvette that you take out is basically an entire loop of Dav's Hope. So it's well worth picking up the remains of a Corvette. They give you really good materials, and to be honest, a lot of the ships in conflict zones give you decent materials, and when the conflict zone's won, you can spend a lot of time just whizzing around picking up those materials. You know, it's maybe not as helpful to your wingmates who are in the fight with you, but hell, you know, I like looting the battlefield, and occasionally I will take a break from the frontline fighting. I'll launch my fighter, so that helps a little bit, but I will take a break from the frontline fighting and only shoot at stuff if it comes in range, while I just scoop up the remains. Corvette remains are well worth scooping up, and I am always going to do that because, like I say, it's like one loop of Dav's Hope. It's well worth it, and I get a lot of base materials from doing this, and you know, it just fits my nature because I'm
a garbologist.
I am an honest garbologist. I take stuff that other players leave behind. You know, I just clean up space. You know, I don't like to see all this junk floating around, and I take it and make use of it. I do that with cargo, I do that with the remains of other ships. Always make sure you clean up after yourself and keep space tidy. Very important, pick up your own litter. If you're going to blow people up, you should at least have the courtesy to scoop up their remains. It actually does disappoint me that when you kill a player, he doesn't actually leave his remains. I mean, it would be better if players gave off material the same as NPCs, and maybe you got really good materials if you managed to kill a guy with really good engineering. You know, depending on the level of engineering, depending on the material reward, that would be quite cool. Anything that encourages a bit of friendly PvP is always good for me in the game. And this was me doing BGS for the Dark Marauders. So I'm just chilling out with other members of the Dark Marauders doing these conflict zones, and just, like I say, scooping up the remains, collecting as much material as I can, making it worthwhile coming down here. Because the money and the combat bonds aren't that important. The only important bit is getting the rep up for the Dark Marauders and the materials that I collect. Because I'm pretty much done with the cash grind. The cash grind, I have enough cash to last me a long time, and I've got nothing on the horizon big expense wise that I want. I've got all the ships that I want, so the grind that's, you know, I'm currently involved in is that engineering grind, as I do bring a lot of my ships nearer to completion, and I'm getting there. There are a lot of my ships that will never be fully engineered because there's no point. I mean, you don't really need to fully engineer a Type 9 that you use to go mining in. But then, as long as you've got the defensive systems fully engineered, the rest of it doesn't really matter. So, my main goal is to get any of my combat ships fully engineered as quickly as possible, and then make sure all the defensive stuff is on my non-combat ships, or all my long-range jumpers are all lightweighted as much as possible. One thing I've really got to get around to doing is put long-range scanners on all my stealth ships. You know, there's so much engineering to do, and that's why I spend so much time picking up parts. But anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.